Welcome back. The government is owed almost £5 million in respect of unpaid rents pertaining to government rental homes. This was revealed in Parliament this week in answer to opposition questions. The Minister for Housing said the system for collection of arrears had not changed from the one that had existed with the previous administration. And he added arrears then had already reached the £4 million mark. The government also announced the regeneration of Sandy Bay would start next year and that it was going ahead with the construction of a submerged breakwater. Parliament progressed throughout the morning with plenty of, at times, heated interventions from the Speaker. The meeting had been adjourned till Monday morning, with questions to the Chief Minister unable to take place as his flight from London was diverted.
The season of goodwill has not really extended to Parliament. And even if our politicians may not have been particularly nice, they perhaps weren't that naughty either, with the House steadily covering questions on culture and sport, housing, education and employment. Politicians went down the list, spurred on by the Speaker, who felt the need to intervene throughout the morning, claiming the opposition was straying from their original questions. He first did so following questions on the works carried out at Mid-Harbour's estate. The Housing Minister gave details of the security works that had taken place, including the installation of barriers, but a debate began on what administration was responsible for having started the CCTV programme. The second stumbling block came on the awarding of contracts for making empty homes suitable for reallocation, with the government confirming that these were not put out to tender, but instead went through a three-quote system. Mr. Osano did not answer whether any of the companies which had been awarded contracts belonged to the government's start-up schemes. But he said the policy had not changed and that what the system hoped to do was ensure the work is evenly distributed. Question time this morning began on the subject of tourism, public transport and the port. And the minister with this portfolio, Neil Costa, revealed that the construction of a submerged breakwater between the newly created groins at Sandy Bay was underway. He did not agree with the premise of the opposition's question that the sand that had been deposited on the beach had been washed away, but he said merely redistributed following wave action. But he added the sand that had been placed was a small amount within the context of the full regeneration which will take place next year. Today's agenda had expected all questions to be heard this morning and Chief Minister's questions at 3 o'clock this afternoon, with the only other two items being a motion for the reappointment of Mario Hook as the Ombudsman and two bills. All government business could have been completed before the week of Christmas. The opposition leader offered to hold his questions back till January, and a suggestion to continue with questions on health and the environment this afternoon was not taken up. Parliament therefore reconvenes at 10 on Monday morning to conclude what's pending, with the meeting expected to be adjourned sine die.
The proposal for the building of a Marriott hotel on the old Yacht Club site was presented before the Development and Planning Commission this week. There were two objections to the proposal, one of them from residents of Mid-Harbours. Since these had only just been received and the objectors have 14 days for a reply, the matter will now be heard at the DPC's next meeting. The Equality Rights Group says the Minister for Equality's announcement of the final stage for the Civil Partnership Bill will be a fitting Christmas present for many this year. The command stage of the proposed bill is being launched this week, a final step prior to the law being presented to Parliament, which should take place early next year. ERG Group Chairman Felix Alvarez and Secretary Charles Drigo say that after 13 years of hard work, the approval of this law will benefit Gibraltarians for generations to come. The group also says they're pleased to have worked closely with the Minister for Equality, Samantha Sacramento, and Minister for Justice, Gilbert Ligudi, and they thank those in the community who have understood the importance of the proper consultation and study of this complex piece of legislation. The Gala Casino in Ocean Village has been taken over by Griffin AG, a company based in Switzerland and part of the Austrian Novomatic Group. The government has welcomed the takeover, describing the group as a world-class operator of casinos. The Ocean Village Casino is the last casino to be sold off by Gala after all UK casinos were sold off. The business in Gibraltar will continue to be led by the local management team, who has described the takeover as an exciting opportunity to develop investment plans for the future. Gaming Minister Albert Isola says he's delighted that Novomatic have chosen Gibraltar for this investment, as they are a company of enormous quality and integrity and are most welcome in Gibraltar. He said he was also grateful to Gala for their many years of service to our community and looks forward to the continuing relationship with them as an online operators. Now, the GBC Open Day has raised over £80,000 for charity, with money still coming in. The total has been boosted by a cheque of £5,000 received from Gibraltar later in the week, the proceeds of 1 pence for every litre of fuel sold this month.
It was a long day of fundraising for GBC staff and the many volunteers who helped. After the Radio Gibraltar roadshow in the heart of town, the focus shifted to the TV show, which saw the John Mackintosh Hall host a wide range of live performances. And as the donations came flooding in, it was, as usual, the generosity of the local community that stood out.
This year's Open Day has been very, very successful, not only the amount of money that we've collected already, but also through the production value of both the television and radio show as well. So many people, I was at the Main Street in the road show all day yesterday, and so many people streamed through, giving us of their money so generously. As an anecdote, for example, I sold a ticket for Puncher Prize that cost £2. The lady gave me 20, said, I'll give you your £18 back. She said, no, I want to give you £20, pay £20 for that ticket. And that's just an example of the generosity of the people of Gibraltar that has allowed us to raise so much money, over £82,000 already.
The show featured something for everyone, from the competitions and challenges to the massively popular videos by the GHA and NatWest. Never forgetting the central purpose of raising money for local charities. And it doesn't end there.
Because it's a community event, the money keeps on coming through the year. Cardboard boat race, for example, is in the summer, and there's things like that all the time. So the money continues to come in through the year, and what we do now is consider bids by locally registered charities for specific projects. They need to be costed, and a group of trustees make sure that every single penny that the people of Gibraltar have donated to the Open Day will go to a deserving cause. If it's not a deserving project, it won't get the money, or maybe it's just partly funded, or it'll be considered in those ways. And of course, we invite those registered charities to come up with schemes for us to consider.
Also this week, with Christmas fast approaching, the government is warning the public of the dangers of binge drinking. The Cavalcade Committee says the decision to ban sweets from the cavalcade next year is not one that's been taken lightly. And the Bethlehem Light of Peace has been brought to Gibraltar by the Scouts Association. For the rest of this week's news, you can head over to our website, gbc.gi/news. Don't forget, of course, to tune into Radio Gibraltar and GBC Television throughout the week for the very latest local news. And you can also follow us on Twitter and find us on Facebook as well. Thank you very much for watching. From the news team, good night.